So, you might have certain personality traits as a trader, and you also have certain weaknesses as a personality. And one of them for me was kind of having consistency and discipline to do the same thing every single day, every single kind of hour through the day. And I recognized that, and when I saw someone like Chris who came on, and he kind of already has certain kind of unique traits which balance out my weaknesses, then you as a group can be more rounded.
Yeah.
And
you start to see some of that and influences the way that you make your trading decisions.
Exactly, yeah. So it helps me tackle my weaknesses and having a more well-rounded personality and skill set, to, instead of just operating alone, operate with people who can help you with that.
Yeah, that's really interesting actually. So they pick you up when you're kind of not doing so well or going through a bit of a drawdown. They kind of come on, you're doing all right. They'll pat you on the back if you're doing right as well. And accountability is the big one. So making sure, listen, you said you weren't going to start taking trades after midday. You are. Stop it. Okay, yeah. And I guess as well, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but when you know that there's accountability coming whenever you speak to these guys, maybe in the back of your mind you're thinking, well, I don't really want to break this because I'd said I wasn't going to do this. So I'm going to have to face these guys and say, I did it. Whereas normally we can just face ourselves and brush it
Exactly. That's a huge thing in that, retail traders out there who's just you on your desk is you're only really accountable to yourself for your own actions. And if you, break a supposed habit or process or whatever, and you just kind of shrug it off and say, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, but it's a one-off or whatever, and I won't do it again. But if you only say that to yourself, and the odds are is you're going to do it again. Whereas what we have to do is we're sharing kind of weekly reviews with each other, talking constantly through the day on Slack or whatever, and you aren't just accountable to yourself. You need to present your actions to others in black and white, and everyone's checking what you do. And then, like you said, either in the moment you're going to be conscious of not doing it, or after the fact you need to own up to your mistakes, not just to yourself. Some people are okay with that in terms of managing themselves, but of course having that bigger
it's like a support network, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not looking at every single trade you're doing. In fact, tell me how it works operationally. So you mentioned Slack there. Do you kind of guys communicate in the morning or throughout the day? How does it work from an operational perspective?
Yeah. So Slack is our messaging platform that we as a team use, and we will talk kind of before the market open on a daily basis. The big thing for us is like weekly, monthly, quarterly kind of reviews where we all sit down as a team and set goals and objectives for that period of time, lay them out in black and white, and obviously not just like P&L goals, but maybe if you're working on a new setup or new style, or you want to adopt this kind of new skill set, like I want to be better at risk management or discipline or whatever, and how you're going to go about that.
Not just saying it, but putting a plan of action.
Exactly.
And then sharing that.
Exactly. So we'll have that on an individual basis, on a team basis. On that topic, we as a team this quarter are working on sleep and how to improve our sleep routines.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
But as in you're not getting enough, or?
Just to improve it, because like going back to like we said in terms of how do we make money as traders is through this and our decision making, and operating at the best we can be. And sleep is such a big thing to impact your sharpness or all those knock-on things like discipline or whatever. And what we wanted to do is what are best practices we can implement into our morning routine, night routines, how to improve that quality of sleep. So just a small segue into this is we've all started testing, for example, sleep apps, which measure not just obviously hours for sleep, but also the quality of sleep.
Okay.
So there'll be, I don't know if you've gone into science of sleep, but there's REM cycles of like deep sleep, light sleep, and apps like this will help you track exactly how much light sleep or deep sleep you're getting, and by the time you wake up it'll tell you exactly how much deep sleep you're getting, and that is something that we all log and share with each other. And the benefit of that is obviously in terms of your trading day, if you feel slightly off, say you're a bit more tired, maybe you feel less alert, and you know your decision making might be a bit iffy on the day, well, you have data to back that up in saying that, okay, I slept, 6 hours instead of my 8.
Yeah.
And not just in my 6 hours, my deep sleep was only 10%, 20, 15% or whatever, not my usual 25, 30 or whatever. And you have data backing that up to say, influence your process or decision making on the day. Should I trade less? Should I trade slower?
So you might adjust the way you approach the day based on the data you're getting from the sleep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then also, I guess you'll look at perhaps the things on the day before the sleep to adjust. So like, I had a late meal, or I didn't do any exercise, and that's affected it. And you start to see some patterns that maybe you can adjust your lifestyle to give you better sleep, to give you ultimately more profits in trading. It just filters down to that, a common denominator of trading better.
Yeah. So like we said, best practices is what we're working on as a team now to develop. So for example, like you said, what time you eat, or what do you eat. Some people take on meditation, which some guys on our team are, or stretching before you sleep, getting your body kind of relaxed, or maybe what time you shower, like maybe you shower before bed or whatever, and what best practice can you take on to improve that quality of sleep. And going back to the team kind of trading and accountability thing, bringing it back is we'll set those black and white bigger picture goals to work on as a team. So this is what we actively want to take on board and target and improve, and we'll share what our plans are. We'll share that data of for example that sleep data with one each other, and we can kind of give each other advice and feedback on that. And we'll have those objectives as a team, individually, and we'll have what trading kind of objectives we want to have, and in that team environment we can kind of give each other feedback and advice on that, and like you said, accountability to keep you on track. And in general, just being able to operate not just alone, but in a group setting, and having that kind of real connections to other traders with a similar mindset is so beneficial for long-term growth, especially if you see trading as a career.